Hey everybody, welcome to the Blacklist. We're live at Blue Wire Studios, and right here we have my man Pascal. So Pascal, please give an introduction for people that don't know you.
Thank you for having me. Hi, Ulysses. So my name is Pascal Bachmann. I'm in business since almost 30 years. Like you can see, you can see that. So what I do basically is right now I empower businessmen to become healthy leaders in business and life. And
Yeah,
what I mean by that, I guess we're gonna talk about this in a
yeah.
little bit.
Well, yeah. Let's dive into that. So I know you pretty well, but people out there might not know you. So how do you help men get unstuck? Because I know you. There's two main reasons, and then we'll kind of dive into the core four. But what are two main reasons why people get unstuck and they're not unable to, like they're unable to scale?
Good question. Uh, the thing that I came across like for years now, and I had a practice for Asian therapies, and we've treated so many successful entrepreneurs, people in politics, people who have it all, like houses, cars, and like all that stuff.
Yeah,
But they stuck and they end up seeing me in the praxis with physical or mental diseases.
yeah,
And what we found is that, see, and you know that an entrepreneur start a business because of that one passion, the one thing they cannot not do. This is the reason why they start a business, and they should be happy with what they do every single day. But the reality is different. Somehow, all these entrepreneurs, or most of them, have to believe that now I have a business, and all my life, all my time need to go into that business. And while they try to grow that business, along the way, they realize, damn, every other area in life is decreasing in quality.
right.
So my wife is run away. I don't have a relationship with my kids. I don't eat healthy anymore. Like I don't do my hobbies that I did the past 20, 30 years.
Yeah,
And that shouldn't be. The second reason is, uh, and that's also a very clear sign that came across with almost all the people, and we've treated more than 20,000 people in the
yeah,
past 25 years, is that most of these entrepreneurs, they stuck because they realize after most of the time, after 1 or 2 years, that that one thing which was the reason for them to start a business became 20 to 30% of their activity.
right. That's
it's
true.
it's like 70 or 80% of the stuff that they daily have to do is things that they didn't want to do. Like they need a CPA, they need a website, they need funnels, they need all that stuff that they never even were thinking about, and now they have to deal with that. And what happened then? Motivation goes down, productivity goes down, they overwhelmed, they have a ton of stuff before them on the table, and now two things happen. Those who are perfectionists,
Yeah,
they think they need to do it all by themselves. So they buy course after course after course, and they have all these shiny objects. And 5 years down the road, they realize, like, damn, I'm still at the same place. I did so much, and I invested so much life into my business. Everything else is not working in my life anymore. And business-wise, I didn't grow.
yeah,
And the second person or personality is the one who know I need to delegate, but they don't have the cash. So they
right.
don't know how to build a team. They don't have the cash. So these business owners are overwhelmed and stuck. So that's, in my opinion, the two main reasons that I face again and again since years.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of men do struggle with that. And I know, a little bit about you and you've spoken on this method before, but again, for the people that don't know, what is your core four? Because you've talked to me about that, and I think it's powerful. I think a lot of men only do one of those or two of those, but they very rarely do all four. So talk to us about that.
Sure. The the Core 4 is a concept that I came up with because of my activity in the praxis that I had. It's and that's shocking for me. It was shocking for me. We found that 95% of all the people that visited me came with self-inflicted civilization diseases. These were all problems that they produced by living the lifestyle they choose to live consciously or subconsciously.
Yeah,
And and we went even further down. I mentioned that before. We treated more than 20,000 people, and so we went one level deeper, and we did an internal study, and that was like wow for me, because the result of that study was that all these diseases, or most of them, were the result of people who get up in the morning and live against their core values every single day.
Yeah.
So they work for a boss 15 years that they never liked. They live in a relationship for like 10 years that they are not happy in.
Yep.
And what happened then is all this greediness, this frustration, this anger, this fear, these feelings, these emotions that you don't want, these emotions created cancer, strokes, heart diseases.
Right.
And that's our responsibility. And based on that, I thought, like, what can I do? What can I do to prevent this from happening? Because and you know that we as entrepreneurs, we try to create value, we try to give, we try to kind of make this world a better place. And I just found it sad if all these people who have that value and want to provide that value, I don't want to use that word, but you probably know, they crush, they give up, they have bankruptcies, and they are at the point in their life where they actually have the knowledge, have the experience, they have the value that the world today definitely need, but they go bankrupt. So I came up with this concept called the Core4, which is all about health, mind, harmony, and wealth. And these are not just fancy words that are like, let's create a concept and sell something.
Yeah.
These are the things that I came across with over 10 years. Every single day we've grown men and women, where I realized if you don't have your health, which is basically in your control with how you live your life, and if I talk about health, it's not just physically, it's mentally too, but exercise, nutrition, and wellness. Well-being and fitness is a combination, which is wellness.
Yep.
So this is our responsibility, and we need to create a body that bring us to the next destination that we want to go. And the second thing is the mindset. We all know how important that is. And there again, like purpose, such a big word, but what does that really mean? Like, what is the purpose of someone who actually do business, or anybody in life? So many people talk about their purpose, but what do they mean? Is it not just purpose to have a conversation right now, to be in the moment, do what we do? And that comes down to your core values, which is, it has to do with your identity, your vision, your mission, and a lot deeper. Like, we go a lot deeper in the program if it comes to mind. It's what is your current story that you believe?
Yep.
How can you replace that? What does it mean to have a clear vision? How much time do you actually spend every single day in that future?
Yeah, that's true.
And how do you ensure that you are on mission with how you think, act, and feel every single day? From there, create a clarity. We go into harmony, and that's the part that I mentioned before, which is not just business owner, in general in life. I believe that business is just part of life. It shouldn't take control of how we think, act, and feel. It's part of life. And that's why the third pillar is harmony, where we talk about love and relationships with yourself, with your creation, with your business partner, with your spouse, with your family, with your hobbies, with everything in your life, to create that balance and actually do the fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I just believe, and this is where we go into pillar 4, that if you have that body that is healthy and bring you to every destination that you need, if you have that clarity and mindset, if you know who you are, what you do, why you do it, and how to get there, if you have that harmony in life, all that contributes to you as a human being, and that's why you show up completely different in business. You have a different impact with that being, with that human that you become, taking care of all these 3 pillars. And like I said, you have a different impact. Impact usually leads to success, however you define that for yourself. And success can lead to financial freedom. It can lead to fulfillment. It can lead to anything that individual is looking for. And that's basically the concept which we yeah, I do very successfully because it includes the whole being, the person, and not
Right.
just one part.
Right. And so what transformation do you end up seeing from people? Because, where do they start off? Are they starting off maybe just they have maybe just health or, what does harmony look like? Like, walk me through kind of their transformation from where they start. Maybe they're in a depressed state and then where they kind of end up after that.
Love that question. Because I did the mistake for like almost 2 years that we tried to have an entry point which is health.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned before, I'm in the health industry since 25 years and I want to get rid of that stamp. This is the health guy, the fitness guy, because I used to look damn good.
Yeah.
You saw some pictures, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But I didn't want to be that guy. So we open up different entry points and not to my surprise, most people actually come business related.
Yeah.
They have low productivity. They just stuck. They don't know how to grow, what to do, and they have chaos in business. They know exactly I have what I need.
Yep. Yep.
They ask themselves, how do all these successful people do it? Why are they where they are and I'm not? I feel like I have the same knowledge. I have the same experiences or experience in general. I'm as good as they are, but somehow I don't grow. And people who, entrepreneurs in general, not just men, also women, I have different programs that we provide, generally stuck in business. This is where we see most people come and say, hey, this is where I am in business. This is where I want to be. How do I get there?
Right.
And this is where strategy achievers come in. The company that I created, we do not just create strategies, we show you how to achieve them.
Yeah. Now, I want to dive into one more thing, and it's the fact that I feel like you're an extremist. Like you, and people don't know this at home, but you have done how many actual workouts where like you do it in full to see what works, and then you let yourself go, right? How many times have you done that?
12 times in 15 years.
And you've done, so these are all completely different then, right?
Completely different.
Why did you do that?
I guess it was crazy.
Yeah.
I guess, but this is like, I do it the last time right now, actually. So what I did back then in practice, I was always into nutrition because I used to train professionals to be athletes.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding competition down to 3-4% body fat, tennis players, golf players, like different athletes that I prepared for competition. And I was just, nutrition was always a very important part for me. So I had this crazy idea one day that I said, okay, let's take all the best diets because everybody's talking about what's the best diet and I do this and you should do this. But you cannot compare that because every human being is individual if it comes to the metabolism.
Right.
So I thought like, let's read the best studies. And first I was just reading the studies. So I read 20 studies for the so-called best diets on the planet. And the 12 that I thought like, actually that makes sense on paper, in theory, I like that.
Yep.
Let's give it a shot. So I started. I did intermittent fasting back then for 8 months. And then I regenerated for like 4 months.
Yep.
And then I went on with ketogenic diet. Then I fasted for 62 days, only water and tea. Then I did paleo. Like I did all of them 12 times in the past 15 years. And like I said before, I do it one more time. I'm 47 now, turn 48. I'm done. It's the last time.
Yeah. And then after that, what? Just maintaining it? Or
I mean, my plan is to stay below 10% and just feel good and be fit and enjoy life.
Well, that's good. Well, for the people at home that are listening, what's one piece of advice that you would give, somebody that's kind of watching that is stuck, that feels like they kind of need motivation or they need somebody to look up to?
There's a lot of advice, but one piece.
Yeah.
I would say make sure that you reach your goals healthy. Otherwise, you won't be able to enjoy it. Like for me, like we all put so much stuff, so much time, and for me, life is time, and we know that time is the only currency you never get back. So I would really think twice, where do you spend your time? Because your time is your life, and to at least think about your health because your body wants it. And I saw that with these 20,000 people that we had a franchise with 13 branches. They would literally give everything they have to get their health back, and they know
Yeah.
they can't. So make sure that everything you do in business and in life, think about your health, and just take that in consideration in anything you do, because it's not worth it. And you will regret. Regret is the biggest poison. You don't want to regret that you had the choice and you didn't do it.
Right. One last thing, because I know I
Sure.
said that last time, but I really want to touch on harmony. How does it all look like when it's put together? How does success look like to have the mind, body, health, all that?
The whole concept in place, like,
Just, yeah, what does harmony look like
Yeah.
to you?
for me, harmony is if I am at a place where I can do what I want, with who I want, when I want, and where I want, and everything in my life is in place, and I just feel the balance. I just feel like I have a great relationship with my wife, with my friends, with my partners, with my employees, with pretty much everything and everybody around me. And this
Yeah.
is how I believe this is how I can truly express who I am in every part of my life without sacrificing. I feel like so many times in the business world we hear you need to sacrifice. I completely disagree. You don't have to. What you need is a strategy on how to live life, and business is part of life.
Yes.
So that's
That's
how
good.
I see it.
So where can people find you?
PascalBachmann.com, the website, all the social medias on there. I'm on LinkedIn. Then Instagram, it's Pascal Bachmann _official. I try to be on these platforms myself every single day, but you know how it is.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's sometimes challenging, but yeah, those are the places.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time, and you did great.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for having me.
Perfect. Now let's get some pictures.